At 10, it's been over 20 years since we've had a day without a death on Texas roadways, and numbers released by TxDOT for 2022 tell us why. News Channel 10's Sydney Batzloff joining us now. Sydney, despite a rise in crashes, the Panhandle did see some improvements in some areas, right?
Greg, yes. In 2021, TxDOT says it recorded 90 deaths. A year later, it was 101. There are many factors behind this growth. However, fatalities related to drugs, alcohol, and speeding actually went down in 2022. Although speed went down in our area, it's still a major cause behind crashes in rural areas. While there were some improvements, the largest increase was fatalities in rural areas, being up over 20%. The Texas A&M Transportation Institute says deaths on rural Texas roadways happen at twice the rate of other roads.
The severity of the crashes tends to be higher in rural areas. And generally that has to do with speeds because people are traveling faster. There are less people on the roadway.
Something else Wunderlich says doesn't help: the lack of availability of emergency services in rural areas. With fatalities in the Amarillo District, TxDOT says distracted driving was also a factor, as numbers nearly doubled. But it's more than texting and driving.
It could be putting on makeup, it could be eating, it could be other occupants in your vehicle. And just because you're on a cell phone using a hands-free device also doesn't mean you're free of distractions, because your mind is still on that phone call.
Gross says head-on collisions resulting in a fatality went up over 10%. And intersection crash fatalities also went up. TxDOT says it meets on a regular basis, determining areas where it can improve. The department does this with the 4 E's: engineering, education, enforcement, and emergency responders. However, there's only so much TxDOT can do. In the end, it's up to us to make smart decisions like buckling up and putting your phone away. Sydney Batzloff, News Channel 10.